Michael is a different level, man. He's a different level of competitiveness, just sheer will to win. He changed the game. He changed the game. I mean, not just in one aspect, in many aspects, in every aspect of the game. He changed it. I played against some of the greatest players in the history of this game.
And a beautiful view of the famous Chicago skyline. An appropriate dramatic setting for our game today at Chicago Stadium. And out there for Atlanta, Spud Webb at the point with Doc Rivers at the 2. At the forward positions, Dominique Wilkins and Moses Malone. John Koncak will be at center. And starting things off for the Bulls, it's John Paxson at point guard with Michael Jordan also at the guard. Then Scottie Pippen and Horace Grant at the 3 and 4. The veteran, Bill Cartwright in the middle.
Expectations are high. For Jordan and Wilkins in this one. They're both exceptional scoring threats, and I know their teams are expecting each of them to be the difference makers out there as they try to get the W.
So the Chicago Bulls able to put up the first points on the board.
Chicago foul. John Paxson. First personal foul. First team foul.
Chicago on defense. Malone kicks to Wilkins.
Pippen known as a lockdown defender, and with good reason. He has great length and quickness and outstanding defensive instincts, which annoy shooters.
Here's Jordan. That's his second shot and his second basket. He's 2 for 2. You know, often, Clark, it's the team's respective leader who sets the tone for their whole squad.
Or Wilkins can manage to get off to a hot start. That could spread to the other guys and get their whole team rolling early.
That's a good point. You know, Clark, in some ways, this game could come down to either Jordan's or Wilkins. And who scores the most? Outperforming the other could seal the game for their team.
And, Kevin, that's exactly what we'll be keeping a close eye on. Which one is leading in the point column? Because I agree the winner of that duel very well could decide this thing.
Oh, what a duel it's going to be. All right, Clark, Wilkins and Jordan. A couple of talented one-on-one players.
Low-effort defense, not going to get it done because they'll take advantage of that fully.
Oof. Now, here's Pippen. And there's Jordan. That's good on the assist by Pippen. Jordan's got 12 in the game. They need to find a high percentage shot, Clark, to regain some of that confidence.
I think they've gone too long without seeing one go down, and that begins to mess with your psyche.
First personal foul. Second team foul.
Webb against Paxson. Tries it from the top of the key. Clark, I know the Bulls are hoping for big things this year after making it all the way to the conference finals a season ago.
You know, I think Chicago proving they can handle teams like these Hawks could be a really good sign for them as they look to become a more dominant and consistent force in this league.
And now the first timeout called here for the Hawks.
During this timeout, they have to be talking about how to improve the offense.
The Hawks making a switch here. Willis is checked in. And here in the first, approaching 3 minutes played.
Really hard not to see the open teammate right there. Good find by Willis.
And here are the Bulls now. 11-point game. The number one objective, Clark, of this Bulls defense has to be limiting Dominique Wilkins' looks. They've got to contain that incredible scoring of his.
Kevin, you're all over it. Right on point. I mean, if Chicago can't disrupt his usual scoring, then they're in for a long night and some real trouble.
The two scoring leaders facing off, but to dig deeper, Let's go to a guy who can dig as deep as any, David Aldridge. DA.
Thanks, guys. We know that Dominique and Jordan scoring will probably be the big story of the night, but there's a lot more to these guys' games that could affect the outcome. With Wilkins, we've seen a new focus from him on improving his rebounding, and as always, Jordan's defense can be just as impactful as his offense. Guys, back to you.
You know, David, that's an interesting point, and I think you're right. It's not just Clark about scoring tonight. It's got to be a multifaceted game. Wouldn't you agree?
I certainly would, Kevin. Limiting your opponent's touches and disrupting their shot attempts and their offensive flow, I think could be the real name of the game in this one. You just can't get it done with offense alone.
I know Jordan takes pride in his defense. We'll see if that's true tonight.
Yep, we'll keep an eye on that.
Credit to these Hawks, Clark, for having a constant postseason presence these last few seasons.
3 straight second-round appearances, and then last year a tough loss in the first round. But I say don't let that fool you. These Hawks are a very competitive team.
They really are. Catching up now on the changes for Chicago. Purdue is checked in for Cartwright. King comes in for Grant, and B.J. Armstrong has subbed in for Paxson. Now Tony, following the three-point attempt by Michael Jordan. Pass to Wilkins. Looking to end the run. Here's Willis. And it's Chicago with the rebound.
That's exactly the look they wanted, guys. Right guy, right play, wrong result. Really smooth. Shot that time from MJ beyond the arc. Hawks can't afford to let him get it going from the three-point line.
Offensive rebound. Lets it go. And the Bulls tack on 2 more.
right out of the starting blocks. They've been dominant at the offensive end.
Chicago foul. B.J. Armstrong. First personal foul. Third team foul. Substitution on the court.
Six seconds left here in the first quarter. Tony, no luck. And so it's Michael Jordan making things